Hey friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Alex and I'm so happy you're here. If you're new here, I do post 2 videos a week and share all kinds of content to help millennial career women succeed in their careers. If you enjoy this kind of content, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every single time I post a video. And last but not least, if you enjoy this video while you're watching it, do give it a thumbs up. It means a lot to me. All right, let's get right into it though. So, in today's video, I want to share all about resumes. I feel like resumes are such a taboo topic, and it's mainly because normally when you're looking for a job, it's not like you can have your coworker proofread it for you to be like, hey, does this sound like what I do, but also in like kind of impressive way? Just because then that kind of indicates that you're out there looking for a job, right? So I feel like there's just not that much collaboration around resume writing, and because of that, I've seen my fair share of awful resumes. So in this video, I hope to share 5 tips that will really help your resume really get it to the next level where it needs to be so that you can be considered for that job that you're applying to. So before tip even 1 begins, I have a tip 0, and tip 0 is always keep an up-to-date copy of your resume. I get it, okay? Keeping an up-to-date version of your resume, it's boring, okay? It's not fun. When you're not looking for a job, the last thing you want to do is work on your resume. Working on your resume isn't fun and sexy. However, I have found that when I keep an up-to-date copy of my resume, it's just so much easier when you see that job you really want, or when a recruiter reaches out to you and they offer you a job that sounds really interesting. It's so much better to have a resume good to go than to, in that moment, think about updating your resume and kind of rushing through it because you need to send it out immediately. Updating it in real time just never seems like a good tactic because then you forget things, you over-exaggerate things, and you just kind of want to think about your resume in a neutral place where you can truly describe yourself in the best possible way. So that's tip 0. Always keep an up-to-date copy of your resume. Tip 1, which goes along with 1, and that is make your resume 1 page. And I know what you're gonna say to me, but Alex, I have so much experience. How can I possibly capture it all in 1 page? Girl, we're all there. We're literally all there. We all are great and have so much experience and so much to share. But here's the deal. There are 2 main reasons why you want to keep your resume to 1 page. 1 is because humans are fickle, and this is what I mean by that. Recruiters look at resumes all day long. Literally, that's their job, to just look through resumes. If your resume is 2 or 3 pages long, they're not going to be thrilled with that. They kind of want to see all in 1 page who you are, what your deal is, and move on to the next one. If you make your resume really long, you're going to lose the recruiter. And just because you put all the information in your resume does not mean someone's going to actually read it. Another reason why it is critical for you to keep your resume at 1 page is because it shows that you can be concise. In the business world, being concise is super important. People's time is just incredibly valuable these days. So people just don't have time to read 3 pages, okay? It's a really important skill to show that you can really condense what you've done in your life into 1 page. It should be uncomfortable for you to look at it and feel like, oh my God, I've left so much out. Like, you should be uncomfortable by how much you've left out because you really want to boil it down to your true essence of who you are as a worker and an employee. And that skill of being able to boil it down into the key components of who you are is so important, both for you as someone who wants to get hired and you want your resume to be digestible, but also it's a skill that they'll be able to gauge if you could do that in the workplace as well. So trust me when I say, keep your resume to 1 page. Tip number 2 is something that I feel, let me just say it, okay? Only include an objective at the top of your resume, like a career objective, if your resume does not speak for itself. And this is what I mean by that. I've been a product manager for my last 3 jobs. So my experience, my career experience is product manager, product manager, product manager. I don't need to have an objective at the top that says, I'm hoping to be a product manager in my next role. If I apply for a product manager role and the last 3 jobs on my resume are product manager roles, I don't really need to tell them I want to be a product manager or why I'm qualified to be a product manager. Instead, only include an objective slide if you're applying for a job where you know you're qualified for the job, but your past experience may not be a super evident match. So for example, you've been a business analyst your entire career and you really want to move towards product. Maybe you would have an objective that says, in my next role, I hope to apply the skills that I've learned as a business analyst to get to a product manager job. So in that case, having an objective is really good because it gives the recruiter a clear understanding of what you're trying to do with your career and where you come from. Tip number 3 has a lot to do with the R word I've been using over and over again, which is recruiters. So the tip is know your audience. What I mean by that is that I know that you're amazing and that you have incredible skills and that you want to put those on your resume and you want them to shine. And you normally write your resume thinking about another expert like you in your field that's going to read your resume. But here's the deal. The first person that looks at your resume is a recruiter. And recruiters are not subject matter experts. They rely on words and keywords that you have on your resume to essentially determine whether they're going to give that resume to the hiring manager or not. So think about it this way. You are writing your resume for someone that really has no clue what you do. And when you think about it that way, it's a little bit scary. I get that, but it's the best way to look at it. So now your question that you're probably asking yourself is, well, how on earth do I present myself as an expert in something if the person reading it isn't an expert and doesn't really understand what's going on? So here is where job descriptions are your friends. So if you look at a job description for a job, they have like keywords and sentences of what they're looking for. Be sure to incorporate as much of job descriptions as you can in your resume. I'm not trying to tell you to essentially copy paste the job description and make it into your resume. All I'm saying is that be cognizant of the words being used in the job description and try to incorporate those into your resume. Many times, recruiters have a lot of resumes to look through, so they'll use like Boolean searches or keyword searches. So they'll essentially put in the keywords that they're trying to find and they'll flag resumes that have those keywords on them. So you want to make sure that your resume has the words that everyone can understand, and a good place to start is by looking at job descriptions. So be sure to do that. Tip number 4, make sure to show the kind of impact you've made in each job using numbers. So generally, you're not necessarily hired for the things you've just done, because doing things doesn't necessarily turn to anything like revenue or profit or better results for the business. You want to show in your resume that you had an impact on something meaningful that matters, and you want to show what that impact is. So for example, something that I see very often in resumes is led product line that enables users to do X. That is so vanilla. Like, does that product line make money for the business? Are your users happy? I don't know. Put in actual metrics. So if you create, for example, a process that makes things more efficient, how do you make them more efficient? Instead of saying implement process that enabled users to upload file, maybe say something like implemented process that cut the time for a user to upload a file from 2 weeks and manual processing time to 2 minutes. I literally just made that up in my head, but you know what I mean. You want to show the impact that what your contribution had on the business, not just what you did, because what you did on its own is kind of meaningless. You want to make sure that you have everything you did backed up by numbers and explaining why that thing was a good thing that you did. Last but not least, and this is maybe a pet peeve of mine because I'm a little bit particular, but that is, like, don't go crazy with formatting, okay? Keep your resume super simple. You want your resume to speak for itself. Don't use weird fonts like Comic Sans. I mean, I hope no one's using Comic Sans on their resume, but if you were thinking about it, don't do it. Don't use weird fonts. Stick to Arial. Stick to Arial. You don't need to bold, indent, whatever. Just keep it really simple and like visually appealing. Don't cram too much into the page. Your resume needs to be inviting. The person reading it, like a recruiter who's reading resumes all day long, you want to have them look at your resume and be like, this makes sense. I clearly know the person's name. I know what they're trying to do with their career. I know where they went to school and if they did well or not, and I can see their work experience. Don't try to shove in as much as you can, because again, formatting and how it's all laid out and presented kind of speaks to who you are and how good you are at organizing things. Another pet peeve of mine to stay away from in the lines of formatting is don't use colors. I don't want to see colors. Just make your resume black. No pictures, nothing like that. Make it literally, it has to look a little bit boring, okay? All right, and that is it for today's video. These are 5 tips, it's kind of like 5+1 really, that I think are really important for you to have a standout resume so you can go and get that dream job that you've been looking for. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you also enjoyed the video and you think you'll enjoy more of this content, definitely be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friend.